fun projects planned for today, but unfortunately I'm only going to be able to do one of them. The first one I was going to actually make a teepee, but I discovered my emergency shelter was not big enough to cover it up. So I'm going to scrap that idea until I do something, buy a couple more poly tarps. The second one is we're going to make a Swiss fire log. Now I brought my own firewood in last night because I just didn't want to spend the whole day chopping a tree in half. And I really didn't need that big of a log for what we're going to cook, which is going to be some mystery soup. I got a whole cupboard full of soup and all the labels have fallen off and I have no clue what's in them. So we're going to get our log set up, and this is pretty well seasoned wood, thank God, so it should be really easy work. And I put down a nice little platform here to use as a cutting surface because the ground's kind of soft. And I brought in 2 axes. This is my very old axe that I used to carry with me all the time. And it's kind of dull. And I brought in a Gerber survival axe. It of course has a knife on the bottom. And I suggest you take the little knife out of it before you use it, because you don't want it flying out while you're using the axe and it could be an accident. So we're going to put this over here out of the way. So the first thing we need to do is we need to split this log into some 4s. So I'm going to use the Gerber along with my axe, and hopefully this thing will split and there's no knots in it. So here we go. Well, now that we got that split, we got to split this in half. And I'm noticing on the Gerber, we're starting to get a little crack in the handle, a stress crack. I find that very interesting. I'm hoping it makes it through this project without breaking on me. That would not be fun. All right, here we go. Very nice. Nice. Now we got a 3 pieces split, or 4 pieces. What we need to do next is remember how these kind of go back together again. That's kind of very important. Like that. Excellent. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we're going to take this one and we're going to trim probably about a 1/2 inch off the inside. That way we're going to make a little shaft down the middle of it. So let's cut it right here. Looks like we're doing pretty good. We're almost there. See, I need to knock a little bit off this one. Quite the shaft going there. Alright, one more piece to do. I think we'll go here. Alright, this will work. We'll go from here on down. Oh, excellent. Now, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Next thing we got to do is we need to cut a hole in the base of this. That's so we can get our fire started. So I think I'm going to do that right here. And, yep, let's do that right here. Now it has to be a fairly good size hole, that way the air will shoot up it like a volcano stove. So, but we got to be really careful not to accidentally cut the wood in half, which will pretty much defeat the purpose. That's not a bad hole. Oh, look, little grub worm in there. Yeah, let's see what we got. Okay, so I'm gonna have to. That looks good there. Looks good there. Gonna have to cut a little bit more of this out because it's just not gonna breathe right if we don't. Okay, see how we doing. It's kind of like putting together a mini jigsaw puzzle. Okay, from what I can see, I forgot how this, there we go. You know what? I think we're ready. Hole's nice, got quite a bit of air movement. So the next thing we got to do is I'm going to go over here and use my fire pit, and I'm going to take some of this with me because we're going to use this for tinder. We need to dig a little bitty hole and then simply reassemble the log in the hole. So I'm thinking right here looks good. Now the hole is basically just to hold all the wood together. That way it doesn't fall apart on you. We're just going to take and push the dirt back in to hold it together. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, well, I'm kind of in the shadows now. It looks like the sun's setting on me. So I'm going to start making just little pieces of tinder and kind of filling this up. But first, we're going to need a way to light this. So, in my pack, I have some steel wool. And I've been really wanting to try this out. Somebody said it works really well, so I'm going to grab my steel wool out of my pack real quick. So let's go over here and take it out of my pack. Got steel wool, and we're going to use a somewhere in here a 9-volt battery to start this, if I can find it. Ah, bingo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pre-shove the steel wool on the inside. Now the best thing on your steel wool when you purchase it is get the smallest number you can, which that's usually going to be 4 zeros on there. And you can easily find that in any hardware store or a home center. They'll have that in there. So we're going to shove this in the hole. Now I'm just going to leave just enough to get the 9-volt battery to touch it. Okay, I got some left over just in case this doesn't work out on the first try. Now we need to put our tinder in. So I'm just going to chop up some small pieces of this and make some tiny pieces of tinder. Fill this up with it. Okay, I think we've got it loaded up with enough tinder, and it's a very good idea to keep your battery in a little plastic bag. You don't want just grounding out in your pack and starting a fire. That would be very most unenjoyable. So all you have to do is pretty much just touch the battery to the steel wool and blow on it. All right, here we go. My poking stick. We finally got fire, and I think I asphyxiated myself in the process. just going to drop some more tinder on the inside. Kind of keep that going to let the inside of the log itself catch on fire. Then I'm going to cook me some mystery soup. So let's put a little bit more wood in there. Okay, a couple of tips. One, steel wool is kind of a pain in the ass to use, but it does work. Remember to take it out of your air hole after you light it up, because it kind of blocks that in there. Two, keep your battery in a plastic bag so you don't have any accidents in your pack. And three, I've done quite a bit of damage to the Gerber survival axe. I'm going to have to do a separate review on that again and talk about the damage it did. I'm very disappointed. It's actually quite freaking dangerous. But my regular axe worked out great. I've had this thing since I was in the scouting program, and this went through hell. As you can see, I use my tools, believe it or not. Well, we got quite a fire going here. So I'm going to make me some mystery soup. Comments are more than welcome. If you see an easier way to do this or something to do it a little bit faster, I'd appreciate the information. And like always, thanks for watching. Ah yes, the mystery soup. I have no freaking clue what it is. That'll work. Let's hope it's soup and not a can of peaches. That would suck. I need to speed this up. Looks like I'm losing daylight. It is chicken noodle. I can't emphasize enough, pack your trash out. I got this can and another can behind me that I brought in with me today. So please, pack your trash out. It's just very nice for the environment and other people. We're going to sit that on there, and I'm going to keep a very close eye on it because this fire is burning a lot hotter than I thought it would. I'm very impressed with the fire torch. It's very efficient. And I can actually make a campfire out of it later if I decide to stick around. So we're going to stir this quite frequently. In fact, I probably wouldn't be a bad idea to grab my gloves out of my pack so I don't catch myself on fire. Oh yeah, it's a little warm. Needs salt. Definitely needs salt. Ooh. Very, very hot. There you have it. Mystery soup. Boom. Oh, swing by my Facebook page. I uploaded some interesting video of this video shoot. I'm going to enjoy my soup and pack it up and head out before the sun sets.